Good afternoon to you, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video blog for August the 3rd, 2016. Let's take a look at Hurricane Earl here. You remember yesterday that I was pointing out how disorganized it looked, kind of diffuse in nature. It wasn't very round. It didn't have too many spiral bands associated with it. While it is not the most perfect looking hurricane, meteorologically speaking, it certainly has become better organized. We see these spiral bands finally coming together here, and the center of circulation somewhere in this area. If we look at a visible satellite animation, the other one was a still image, of course, you can see that even better. It's really starting to curl up here, has a much more classic appearance of a tropical cyclone than it did yesterday. The outflow is a little bit better as well. We don't have upper level winds coming across the top of it, pulling the clouds away like cotton candy or something like that. You can imagine it being sort of strung out. That is not the case with this, so it is intensifying. Currently located here in the western and northwest Caribbean Sea, headed for the Gulf of Honduras over here towards Belize for an eventual landfall. And where this makes landfall precisely will determine what the impacts are. Assuming the center of circulation is sitting in here somewhere and it comes into Belize like this, areas along the right front quadrant over here relative to the forward motion of the hurricane would receive the onshore flow like this for the most part, piling that water in, and the highest potential for storm surge, maybe several feet of surge above the normal tide levels down there. And so people need to be ready for that. You know, the wind, if this got up to 90 or 100 miles per hour, that wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not as worried about the wind speed with this as I am the storm surge at the coast and the potential for very heavy rain. And that is because most people will stay indoors and not be out in it. So the wind isn't necessarily the biggest issue here as long as you use common sense. But if you're too close to the water, or you're in a boat somewhere and you're out where the storm surge and the high waves could batter that boat, that could be a problem, certainly. And so avoiding that water while hiding from the wind is very important. And then, of course, the torrential rainfall, 8 to 10 inches of rain not out of the question with this system, and that rainfall is certainly going to spread all across the central Yucatan and into Mexico proper from there. Very high upper ocean heat content across the basin. If we zoom in and look at the Caribbean Sea, you can tell, yep, very high. The center of circulation passing between Honduras here and this very high upper end of the scale upper ocean heat content, or what we call high octane water. Basically, it's the 80 degree water or higher, and in this case the water is probably about 84 degrees or so. And that water, it's not just at the surface; it extends several, in some cases, 100 meters deep. And so when you have that very deep warm water, it just churns up more warm water. When the waves get going and the hurricane's whipping up the seas, it's not stirring up the water and cooling it off, it's just stirring up more warm water. And so it has almost unlimited fuel to take advantage of. The 850 millibar vorticity signature for Earl down here, much more improved than it was yesterday. It's not sort of globular looking, it's more round in its appearance. The upper level winds, anticyclonic flow over this region. Here's the Yucatan, there's Honduras there, this is Earl. And again, you don't have wind cutting across the system. You look up here in the northern latitudes how the wind is going in one direction, the jet stream, if you will. Well, we don't really have that down here. We have this upper level anticyclone in the atmosphere that's spreading out with very light winds above Earl, allowing it to upward motion. You know, the thunderstorms to go up and spread out instead of being pulled off in a certain direction, for example, from the southwest to the northeast, tearing it apart, like what we saw a little bit yesterday. Now, the GFS, let me go backwards a little bit here. The GFS shows, this is the very latest run, by the way, from 12Z this morning, still rendering, in fact, on the INCEP servers as I record this. So every 3 hours here over the next day or so, you see it looks like it goes, go back to the beginning, kind of curves there a little bit. You see that? Go through the frames, and it kind of goes south of west just a little bit, and then on into Belize, maybe even the south part of Belize here, kind of curves a little bit like that, and then it treks across the Yucatan and into Guatemala, and finally into Mexico and over the Bay of Campeche. So, right here in the central to southern part of Belize is where the center should come ashore, but the effects will extend out much farther from that. Remember, on the tracking map, whether it's the National Hurricane Center map or what you see in Hurricane Pro and HD and on television, the center of the storm is what these dots are. The effects extend away from that dot, obviously. When we look at the satellite picture again, the dot would represent something like that. And I mean, look, showers and thunderstorms extend well away from that, and this entire mass of nasty weather is moving in this direction. So, just want to emphasize that. I think most people get it by now. But when you hear that it is supposed to make landfall in Belize, doesn't mean that there won't be effects in southern Yucatan, for example, in Mexico, along the Yucatan Peninsula north of Belize, or in Honduras to the south and east. So just keep that in mind. All right? Not much more that I can add at this point. We'll watch what the intensity does. I'm sure you'll have all kinds of information getting tweeted and posted from Hurricane Pro and HD, and I'll do the same from HurricaneTrack.com and my Twitter feed at Hurricane Track, and Hurricane Pro HD will be retweeting that, I'm sure, from time to time, and we'll keep you up to date as best we can, and we wish the best for our friends down in Belize and in the rest of Central America and Mexico that Earl is affecting. All right, have a great rest of your Wednesday afternoon. Again, I am Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com, and for Hurricane Pro and HD, I'll be back with more for you tomorrow.